time it is? Mm-hmm. Thursday, 8 o'clock, every week. It's all about you. It's all about you time. My name is Sharon, and I have a wonderful, up and growing, awesome life coaching practice that absolutely gives me joy to help people understand who they really are. It is called It's All About You for a reason. Because everything, our complete existence, what we have accomplished or have not accomplished, has everything to do with you. Yes, the person. But tonight we're going to be talking about manifestation part two. So last week I talked to you about how to manifest a $400,000 home on a $40,000 salary. Y'all remember that? Well, I gave you 3 quick points. I told you to decide on what you want first. Be specific about what that is. Then once you're specific, it can come faster. Then you have to visualize doing it, being it, or having it, depending on what your goal is. And you have to do it on a regular basis. Remember, I kind of slipped over it a little bit, but I told you your mind doesn't know the difference between reality and non-reality. If that's the case, masturbation wouldn't be possible. Y'all remember me telling you that last week? And then after you do that, all you have to do is act as if you already have what it is that you're wanting. Have the same spending behaviors, have the same saving behaviors, have the same time in your day for whatever it is that your goal or whatever it is you're trying to manifest. Just act as if you already have it. So, and then have irrevocable faith that you can have it. So you remember that? That's what we talked about last week. Hey, Melvin Johnson Jr. We just want you to know this week, I'm going to talk to you, and I can only give you my personal testimony on how I manifested a Suburban, fully loaded, leather seats, a 16 CD exchanger, and heated seats, power windows, power everything on a $35,000 salary. A Suburban, okay? Anybody that knows anything about a Suburban knows that's not one of the cheap vehicles on the market. So we're going to talk to you about how that happened. So I'm just going to give you my testimony, but again, try to pick up the steps and the things that I did to manifest this Suburban. So I worked for a corporation called Dudley Products Incorporated, and I was under the leadership of Dr. Joel Dudley Sr. and Eunice M. Dudley. And that couple had us reading books like Think and Grow Rich, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, The Millionaire Mind, just a lot of positive books, okay? And we would get up at 6 a.m. in the morning and read until it was time for us to go to work. Yeah. And even on the weekends, there were some 6-hour readings. Did y'all hear what I said? Where a group of us got together, all of us were reading the same book for 6 hours. So that was happening at the time. And Mr. Dudley said, to prove to you that being positive, being grateful, and having a specific goal in mind that you want works, here's what you need to do. Get a picture of it. If it's possible, get a picture of it. Exactly what you want. So I did. I was looking through magazines and I found this Suburban that actually had like a deep purple tone on the bottom, but as it went up, it turned darker. Have y'all seen those kind of two-tone cars? Yeah. So purple's my favorite color, by the way. And That Suburban was just divine. Like you remember I told you last week when you get something that excites you, you know it because your whole body, your energy changes. You're like, "Whoa, that's it. That's it. That's what I want right there." When you get that feeling about something, get a picture of it. If you can't be with it, get a picture of it. And then I would go and test drive a Suburban. It wasn't the exact color, but I would test drive a Suburban every other week. Just go and test drive it. Now, I knew on a $35,000 salary, you really can't afford a Suburban, especially if you have a home, kids, all that good stuff. So y'all know I have a lot of children. You know that the plate is full financially. And so it was just funny because I really just had a picture of a Suburban at my desk at work on my computer. And I had a picture of the Suburban at home on my mirror, my dresser mirror. And I would just give thanks for it every morning. Just thank you. And then I would visualize getting in the car and driving somewhere in my Suburban. And I would do that every night before bed. So lo and behold, one day I was at work, and at the time for Dudley Products, I was there 16 years, so I've had many positions, but at the time I was a recruiter for Dudley Cosmetology University, and some cosmetologists that may be watching this video remember, the 5-day courses for $1,200. So I was a recruiter. And I had some coworkers. One of my coworkers, Karen, and she probably listened to this video right now too. She was actually getting her a new car, and so the salesman came and brought her car to work one day. And I was so excited for her. So that was another thing. If you can't be excited for other people, you aren't going to really be able to manifest. You can't be jealous. You can't have envy in your heart. You can't have any type of negative type of feelings when you're trying to manifest. When other people get blessed, you have to get just as excited about them getting blessed as if you got the blessing. Because your belief system is, it's going to happen for me too. So be excited for other people. So I was excited for Karen, and I was congratulating her, and the salesman brought her car. And then he came over to my desk and he was like, "Would you like a new car?" I was like, "Well," I had just paid off an Oldsmobile, and I didn't have any car payments, but I knew that I had that Suburban on my heart. And so I told the salesman, I said, "I really can't afford what I want right now, but here's what I want." So I showed him a picture of the Suburban. He said, "That's what you want?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "So if you could get that," he said, just imagine if you could get that car right now, what kind of payments would you be comfortable with?" I was like, "Some ridiculous payments." I said, "I wasn't paying but $200 a month for the car that I just paid off. And in my budget, I can't afford no more than that." He said, "For a Suburban?" I said, "You asked what I was willing to pay." He said, "Okay." He said, "So if I can get you this car, this Suburban, and it's around $200 a month, would you buy it?" I was like, absolutely. Like, I would be signing quick, fast, and in a what? Hurry. So the gentleman giggled as he left, and, me and Karen like, now, there ain't no way that man coming in here with a Suburban for no $200 a month. So we just laughed it off, this, that, and the other. So at the end of the day, there was a man driving up, and Karen looked out the window. She was like, "Sharon, I think you might want to come look." I was like, "Look at what?" She said, "There's a Suburban driving up, and it looked like the Suburban that's on your computer." So I was like, "What?" And I was like, See, you know how we do. So he think he gonna have me driving that car and have me paying a $500 a month car payment. Oh no, I was ready for him. I was ready. You're not gonna have me paying $500 a month for no Suburban. Okay. So he comes in grinning. Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready for him. He comes in grinning. He said, well, Sharon, can you come outside? I said, no. He said, Sharon, you want to come outside. I was like, mm-mm. He was like, well, just come outside and look at it. Ain't gonna, hurt you to look at it. Y'all, I went outside. It was the exact color, the exact interior, the exact vehicle with the exact amenities that I had on that computer. So I asked him, so what you talking about? He said, well, you're really not going to believe me when I tell you this. He said, a doctor less than 2 hours ago just drove this vehicle into our dealership because he wants a brand new Suburban. I said, you gotta be kidding me. Today? He just did that today. He said, yes, ma'am. I said, so what kind of payment you talking about? He said, can you swing 210? I was like, have you with $210 for what I'm looking at? Y'all listen, that car was immaculate. The man only drove it on the highway. He took care of that car, and it was, oh my goodness, I could not believe it. And the mileage that was on it, it wasn't too high, but it was right in the range of what it should be for the year that it was. And see, with Suburbans, I didn't know that there was a time when they looked the same every year for years. So I'm going, this is my car. It's $210 a month. And this man wants to sell me my car. And I'm saying car, but I'm talking Suburban. I'm talking the S, the U, and the V. You understand what I'm talking about? He said he had never had that happen to him before in his life. And he said, I couldn't believe it when it drove up in the parking lot. And he said, Sharon, this has to be your vehicle. This is for you. He's like, this has never happened to me before. So needless to say, I signed on the dotted line. It was a big enough vehicle for my huge family. And I was able to, wow, I drove that car for years before I traded it in on something else. But I'm sharing this information with you because the problem with most of us, we don't believe that we have the power to attract to us what we want. And I've had two very clear instances where I have manifested in my mind big things. Manifesting a $400,000 home, let me be clear, at $40,000 is huge, at least it is for me. Nobody in my family has ever lived in a $400,000 home, so let's be clear. I grew up in the projects. Let's be clear. Driving a Suburban would have been just a dream for me. A dream. And then to have it roll up and to have the man say, here's how much your payments are going to be, and we'll take your car as a down payment. And now I'm driving the car, the Suburban that I've always wanted. I mean, listen, what we have to realize is whatever you want wants you. And you can attract it as long as you do two things. Stay grateful and be positive. No, three things. You got to believe that you can have it. Because if you don't believe you can have it, guess what? You start to repel what you are attracting to you. So it goes like this. You want something. It wants you, and it's on its way to you. It's on its way to you. And then if it doesn't get to you when you think it should, you start to doubt. And then it's on its way from you. It starts to repel because now you're doubting. And now you're saying, I don't know, it's not happening. I don't think it's this time. I don't think. And then the minute you say, you know what? I'm just going to believe. And then all of a sudden it's on its way back to you again. What I'm telling you is believe that you want what you want and you can have it until it gets to you. In other words, don't quit. Don't worry about the time. Just keep believing, keep visualizing, keep staying positive, and keep knowing that that thing, person, place, or thing is yours until it gets to you. Most people quit 3 feet from goal and their dreams are about to manifest itself, and then you doubt right before it gets to you. And how you know it's almost there is because all you know what will start breaking loose. I mean, everything will start breaking loose in your life. I mean, everything that could go wrong will go wrong, and you'll be like, what in the world? It's almost there. You have to keep believing. You have to keep knowing it's yours until it gets to you. You cannot stop believing. You have to keep visualizing. You have to keep thanking God for it. You have to keep the positive attitude until it gets to you. It will come. I'm a living witness, y'all. This stuff works. I was trying to prove it wrong. Remember last week I told you I don't believe what? Manifesting? Positive? Attracting positive things to you? I proved it wrong, or tried to prove it wrong, and still can't prove it wrong. So that's the reason why I wanted to share part 2. Last week in my video, I shared the house and I gave you that testimony. This week, I'm sharing the Suburban and I'm giving you that testimony. Now, next week, I want you to know we're going to be talking about WAIT, W-A-I-T, and how it relates to weight, W-E-I-G-H-T. I want you to stay tuned. Next week, Thursday, 8 o'clock. You know, Sharon don't keep you long, but she always gives you good nuggets to help you have the things out of life that you want. I am your friendly neighborhood life coach. Call me sometime. Let's schedule some appointments. Let's start getting you manifesting. Let's start getting you releasing some of your past baggage. Let's start getting you from a place of hurt to a place of having, because it can happen just like that. You have to be willing to put yourself on a different level. Push yourself. Stretch yourself. Think thoughts that you've never thought. Do things you've never done. Take risk. And anything that you're afraid of, face it. You can be a completely different person this time next year if you only believe. Have a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in to It's All About You.